It's time to wake up, Warriors.
The TV group.
Did you watch the Wishes for Warriors telethon this year? Tune in to watch an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at what it takes to produce the 5-hour-long show.
McKeesport came to the Penn Trafford High School yesterday in a doubleheader. Stay tuned to see how the girls' varsity team did.
All this and more on today's episode of Wake Up Warriors.
Live from Penn Trafford High School, this is Wake Up Warriors. Wake Up Warriors starts now.
From the studios of PTTV, this is Wake Up Warriors on Wednesday, January 7th. I'm Allison Pallone.
And I'm Kaylee Drystott.
We're glad to have you with us this morning.
Let's get things started with today's show.
Before break, the TV2-3 students have worked hard in order to raise money for Make-A-Wish. With all of their success, we took a closer look to see how they made this possible.
So this was my last telethon this year since I'm a senior, and it's kind of bittersweet, you know, putting all that work into it and it coming off really well, and it's so exciting in the moment. But I am kind of sad it'll be my last one. I think the telethon is great just because the TV group, all the kids, they work so hard to put it together. And so you kind of create a bond with everyone in that TV class because everyone's working so hard to create one product, and it's the telethon to raise a cause for those Make-A-Wish children. This year, we raised $66,415 for Make-A-Wish, and it is just so rewarding to see all that work pay off in a dollar amount. That's about 10 wishes for Make-A-Wish, so it feels great to honor that and donate all that money towards Make-A-Wish. I think it's really important for people to know about what goes behind the scenes in the telethon. A lot of work goes on it that you don't see because we try to make it look as nice as we can from the outside, but behind the scenes, we're all stressing. There's so much work that gets put into it weeks prior, and even the day of, we're still working so hard to create the telethon. I'm really excited to see the telethon's future years even after I graduate. I'll be sure to keep tuning in. My fellow co-host Brooklyn and we try to make it as fun as possible and entertaining. And then right after, I got to direct the second hour, and so that was fun. I got to call the shots and make sure everything was looking nice. I was directing when we announced our milestone of hitting $500,000, and so that was a big deal that we made this year, and it was great to be able to direct that, and confetti was flying everywhere, and then we went to the control room and we were all celebrating, and it was just a great moment. I'm so glad I got to share it for my senior year.
Raising money for Make-A-Wish is very beneficial because we're raising money for kids who have critical illnesses, and it can really just make their day or even their year when they get a chance to go on that one trip they wanted to, or meet that person, or just do an activity that they've been dreaming of doing. And it really brings joy to the family who is going through that as well. So the process of planning the telethon is months and months of work from all the students and our teacher, Mr. Vennon. This year we had 5 producers. We all got an hour of script from the 5-hour show, and we wrote that script, revised it from the year before, added in times so that we could get an accurate estimate on how long the telethon was going to be. And then about a month before the telethon, everyone in our class is able to sign up for the job that they want to do. So we have different jobs like the switcher, technical director, mics, just things like that. We get all of that in place so that people know what they're doing. The week leading up to the telethon, we turn all of our focus onto that. There are a few days of school that will just be in our TV classroom working on the telethon, revising anything that needs fixed and adding monetary amounts in. And we do a whole show run through so that everyone can get a feel for the script and what they'll be doing on the day of the telethon.
This has been Kaylee Drystott reporting for PTTV.
Good luck to the mock trial team competing this weekend at the University of Pittsburgh's mock trial tournament, the Cathedral Classic. Students will be competing using this year's case issued by the PA Bar Association of Medical Negligence lawsuit. Stay tuned this season as the case unfolds and the team determines who is responsible, the doctor who misdiagnosed the patient or the patient who failed to report all the details of their actions.
Any warrior in need of snowball attire, please stop down to the caring closet. There's a selection of formal gowns and suits. Stop to see Mrs. Sinowski or your guidance counselor.
Attention underclassmen, please be sure to check that your portrait and name are correct for the yearbook. Open your email from Ms. Thornton. That includes a file with your image. Check that it is accurate and complete the attached Google form by this Friday, January 9th. If you do not submit the form by the deadline, your portrait and name will be printed in the yearbook as is. Contact Ms. Thornton with any questions or concerns.
Mr. Rieger's honors physics class participated in a fun and interactive lab to understand the physics of gravity and friction. We sent out reporters to speak to Mr. Rieger about this awesome lab.
The sled riding lab was an outdoor experiment, lab activity that we did in honors physics class. We prepped for a chapter learning about energy. In the previous chapter, we learned about forces and unbalanced forces. So when we went outside, we were looking at friction slowing down our sled as it went down the hill. We figured out how fast it was going at the top of the hill when we had a run up, and then at the bottom of the hill, how much we accelerated, and then how far we went at the end. As a bonus little activity, we created a ramp, an incline, and we shot off the ramp, and we looked at the projectile physics of our sled rider as they went through the air.
Tune in to KDK on Saturday, January 17th at 11 a.m. to watch KD Quiz, to watch Penn Trafford compete against Elizabeth Forward and Kiski. Good luck to the academic quiz team members: a D3 Pingley, Jackson Buzzcarnio, Bulio, and Graydon Schwartz.
Registration for the 2026 Spring SAT is coming up soon. Keep an eye out for an email regarding a pre-registration meeting. Here's Mr. Owen with more information.
The Spring In-School SAT at Penn Trafford High School will be on Wednesday, March the 4th. Students can register through Arbiter Sports until Thursday, February the 5th. There will be no refunds issued after the last day of registration. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me by email. Registration is available through email and on our Counseling Center website.
Hey PT, want to see the places we talk about in class? The Social Studies Department is organizing a Washington, D.C. trip for 11th and 12th graders on a first-come, first-served basis. You'll tour the U.S. Capitol, visit Arlington National Cemetery, check out the Smithsonian, and see other cool things.
The Warrior Rifle team was on the road to McGuffey High School for a 4 o'clock match. The Warriors fell short to the Highlanders 790 to 782.
Last night, the girls basketball team faced off against McKeesport. Let's take an inside look at how the game unfolded.
In the first half, Izzy Fontana and Raya Johnson led the team with 22 total points. This allowed the girls to get a lead with a score of 47-14. In the second half, the girls continued fighting and acquired a total score of 59-34. Here's Hannah Weissar and Arabelle Nichols with an inside look on the game.
I think every game we play fast, and this game just reflected it even more.
One aspect we excelled at, I would say, is shooting and finishing inside. We kind of struggled the last game with making our layups, so we practiced that in practice, and we made them tonight. So
I think we'll keep practicing our sets and make sure we're all connected, and then also our defense.
Last night, the boys basketball team hosted the McKeesport Area Tigers for a 7:30 tip-off. While the Tigers were able to find netting first, the Warriors' offense was able to find a path, taking the lead at the end of the first quarter, 14-13. At the end of the first half, the defense held the Tigers to only 10 more points, while the offense put 20 on the board, taking a 34-24 lead. In the second half, the Warriors kept the lead, finishing the third 50-42. The Tigers weren't able to keep up and came up short with a final score of 74-66, giving the Warriors another section win. Senior Zach Feldman helped pave the way and win, putting up a total of 20 points.
Tonight in sports, the bowling team has a 2:30 matchup at Maine Bowl Arena against Greensburg Central Catholic. The boys wrestling team is traveling to Norwin High School for a 7 o'clock meet against the Knights. Thank you for tuning in for today's broadcast of Wake Up Warriors. We now invite you to stand for the Pledge of the Flag. This has been Allison Pallone
And Kaylee Drestott.
Have a great day, PT.